Before I get into all of that, because I cannot wait to hear about what that tension was like in the courtroom, you've actually unearthed some pretty jaw-dropping news about what Kaitlin Armstrong's defense attorneys are doing right now to offset the worst of the worst that could happen to her in that outcome. So tell me what you found out.
Yeah, just recently uncovered this document and also recently confirmed with my source within the courts. It's a defendant's application for community supervision. So get this is straight from the document. The defendant, that's Kaitlin Armstrong, prays that in the event of a conviction, that the sentence be suspended and that she be placed on community supervision. Ashleigh, as we know, if convicted, she faces up to 99 years of life of time in prison. So basically, this document is hoping that if she is convicted of the murder of Mariah Wilson, that she doesn't go to prison, that she gets that community supervision. And the reason why they say she qualifies for it is because she's never been convicted of a felony in Texas or in any other state. So this is a document that the defense team is submitted to the courts and is hoping that in the event that she is found guilty, that she doesn't go to prison, that she gets her community supervision.
Community supervision for murder, execution-style murder. That's a good one. You know what? Spaghetti at the fridge. Why not? I'm going to ask Matt Murphy about that in a moment because he knows a lot about prosecuting and defending murder. So I'll put that on the note for him to ask him about that. But good job, Alex. Okay, so let me ask you about the tension in the courtroom. Whenever you have a defendant in a love triangle and one prong of that triangle is killed and that other prong comes in to testify, you can like cut the tension with a knife. So walk me through what that moment was like.
Yeah, I mean, every single time that the prosecution calls its next witness, everyone cranes their neck to hear who it's going to be. And there was a literal gasp in the room when Colin Strickland was called, because this obviously is the key witness everyone wants to hear about, the third part of this love triangle, the person who knows all in terms of his relationship with Kaitlin Armstrong and what he called it to be tumultuous, but then also his romantic relationship with Mariah Wilson, even if it was only for 1 week. And so, yes, it was a very tense, everyone in that courtroom hanging on to every single word, including the jury. They're paying very close attention to what Colin Strickland has to say and whether or not they believe he's credible. And in case you're wondering what Colin Strickland himself was like up on that stand, I got to tell you, it looked really painful for him to be up there. He was very sad. He seemed very tired, exhausted almost. During the moments where he was recounting his memories from May 11th, he had his eyes closed the entire time. He was barely speaking above a whisper. Several times, the court reporter had to say, hey, I need you to speak up. I can't even keep track of what you're saying here. So it just really seemed like he was in a very difficult moment in his memories and in his recollections of that night and about what he had gotten himself into with both Kaitlin Armstrong and this professional cyclist, Mo Wilson.
Well, it sure sounds like he wasn't going to hold back, though, and try to protect his, well, I think it's fair to say former girlfriend, you know, Kaitlin Armstrong, who's facing murder, because it sounded like he was very forthcoming about the things that Kaitlin did. She apparently had full control of his passwords and his logins and his email communications and text messages. Were they intimating that basically Kaitlin Armstrong knew every single communication that Colin Strickland ever had with the poor murder victim, Mo Wilson?
Yeah, at some point in their relationship, Kaitlin Armstrong took over the managing aspect of his business, right? He was a professional cyclist who had sponsors, and he was doing videos for other cyclists, and he just had he had his hands in a lot of other activities. And so Kaitlin Armstrong took over that part of the business. And so because of that, she had access to his text messages and his passwords and his passcodes and his bank accounts and his bank statements. And so really, it seems as if she had a tight grip on everything that he was doing. And even if he thought he was being sneaky when communicating with Mo or with others, changing her name in his phone book or sending text messages and deleting them later on, it's almost the prosecution's painting a picture as if she was really looking at it all and keeping a mental log in her head. And at times, in some of the stories we heard today, she was confronting him about it. You know, a different relationship with a different woman in Colorado. She had seen some semi-nude, risque pictures that she had sent to Colin, and she had sent that on to Colin saying, hey, I know what you're up to. So really, it seems as if Kaitlin Armstrong really knew a lot more than she was letting on, and Colin really was none the wiser.
Well, I was so curious about one piece of testimony today. Colin on the stand basically brought back to life that last date. And I don't know if we can call it a date, but we always heard that Mo Wilson had been out swimming with Colin Strickland, who now she considered her friend. But now we know a lot more about it. Like, there's video, there's surveillance, there's even a moment where it looks like that Kaitlin might have actually been driving by and spying on them. Like, tell me what all that was about. What happened at that pool date?
Yeah, so this really came from Colin Strickland's testimony. And again, he was very quiet, closing his eyes as he tried to recollect it all. And a lot of his testimony was confirmed by the video, as you mentioned, right? So in the hours before Mo Wilson's body was found, he had picked her up and taken her to a very fun and famous pool here in Austin, Texas called Deep Eddy. It was more than 100 degrees outside, very hot summer day. They went swimming. They had some food and some drinks at the pool bar, the bar that's right next to the Deep Eddy pool. That's all captured on video surveillance, them having their alcoholic beverages, chilling out, eating food. Cut to a different camera nearby the Deep Eddy pool, and you do see a black Jeep with the bike rack, similar to the Jeep that we've been seeing in all the other video surveillance footage, pass by. At the same time, we know that Kaitlin was desperately trying to get a hold of Colin. She was calling him, and he was ignoring the calls. She was texting him, and he was ignoring the texts. Fast forward, Colin now takes Mo Wilson back to her friend Caitlin Cash's apartment. He watches her go up the stairs. He drives away. Video surveillance from that point on sees that black Jeep pull up 15 feet from the steps of Caitlin Cash's apartment. And we now know from other video surveillance that just a short time later, 3 gunshots ring out.
Just unbelievable, just knowing now what had happened in those moments leading up to the murder. Like, just spectacular color coming from the stand today from Colin Strickland himself. All right, Alex Caprariello, thank you for that. Appreciate it. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.